Hello there, English learners, and welcome to the channel. First, a quick little introduction. About 4 years ago now, I started a YouTube channel to help my English students, giving them tips and sharing some new vocabulary with them related to certain topics. But unfortunately, at the time, I was living in a really noisy area, and so it was really difficult to film and upload videos. But I'm now living in the quiet countryside, and I thought now would be a perfect time to revive the channel and share some more tips and other things with my current students. So welcome to the channel. This is for you. Today, we are talking about a very important topic, and that is the secret of learning any language. Now, I have learned a language as well, not English, but Spanish, and I'll tell you the real secret. It's not about how many hours of classes you take with a tutor. The real secret to learning languages are your study habits. Your study habits are the most important factor that can take you to the next level in your English. Now, I'm not saying that your lessons with a tutor like me are not important. Of course they are, but you also need to keep in mind that your progress is going to depend greatly on what you do outside of class and a few things you do inside class as well, which we are going to talk about. So I'm going to tell you what my most successful students do so that you can become one of them. I hope that's your goal. So the first thing is about daily practice. Whether you take classes once, twice, or even 3 times a week, you need an amount of daily practice. And I know that's really difficult for a lot of people, but it doesn't need to be something time consuming. It doesn't need to take more than 10 or 15 minutes of your day, but you do need to schedule some daily practice in there. And one of the most important things that we're going to speak about in another video is about vocabulary revision. If you're in lessons with me, for example, learning new words in each session, an important thing for you is going to be reviewing those words after the sessions as well. You might find that in a few days' time, you've forgotten more than half of the words you learned. Don't worry, that's normal. That's very normal, but that's why the vocabulary revision is very important. So I'm going to make a few more videos teaching you some of my favorite ways to revise vocabulary. But spaced repetition is really, really important and key to remembering vocabulary and being able to then use it in your speech, not just understand it. That's important. Another thing that successful learners do is try to use vocabulary in context. That can be either through speaking, writing, and I know this sounds a little weird, but just mentally. If you're thinking of a new word that you've just learned, you can even just use your mind and try to think of an example and a situation in which you could use that word. And try to do that multiple times throughout the day. So you're trying to create different examples, either through writing or just in your head. Use those words as many times as you possibly can. Challenge yourself. I'm going to use these words as many times as I possibly can. And one thing that you should be doing in the classes as well as after classes is taking notes. My most successful students are those who take notes during the class. And I recommend taking notes by hand. You can take notes on your computer or your iPad or wherever you are, but science has proven that writing things down by hand helps your brain to process things more, and you're going to remember things more. So get yourself a notebook and take some notes of the new words during your lessons, and you can use some of these vocabulary review exercises that I'm going to teach you in our next video. But I hope that this is helpful for you, and if you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll see you soon in another video.